furries.
It is a wonderful day. We are on Rebirth of the Lost God, number 27. That feels right. Um,
Not even
so
sure.
I I just went off of the lot. We're doing this twice a week. So yesterday was 26, and I just backspaced and added a number. So, like, unless I fucked up somewhere along the way, uh, which I think it might look like I fucked up somewhere along the way because I've still yet to fix one of the videos being offline. Mostly because I'm waiting to have a time period to download it to eventually put like the lost episodes onto a Patreon if we ever get anywhere. Um,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. So I am your host, Matt. By the way, to the one person who watches us each week, because this is the one mad lad who keeps watching us. Um,
Me.
I was just gonna
I'm kidding.
say,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm still gonna say it because, long story short, I have some training going up. Upload schedule already inconsistent. Gonna be even more inconsistent over the next 15 weeks. Just is what it is. But we'll be here when I have time. Just number one rule for this table has always been take care of your own needs first. So, anyways,
Yeah.
today we are
Needs no
joined.
session. Cough, cough. Sorry.
Yeah. So, anyways, we are joined today by Isekai hater Keektastic.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm not saying he's incorrect to hate Isekais either. We have Lightspade44.
Hello.
We have Yuki Terumi.
Hello, have you heard of the good word of Mephistopheles?
There's a good word of Mephistopheles?
I mean,
Yes.
his contracts are fair. Whether or not they're honest is a different story. Actually, I think
you just have to
his
read the fine print.
contracts are
It's hard
honest.
to
Whether or
understand.
not they're fair would have been the better way of saying it.
Jesus. Sorry, I just got
No,
scared.
yep, he got killed in Shelly Axe. It happens. Anyways, we have Baron Dragonborn,
Hi.
and we've got Alverber playing
Hello.
many characters. By the way, Keith, I have to ask: did the WAD actually convince Ringo to stop the addictions?
For now.
Hey, progress is progress.
I guess he had a bad enough trip that he'd had enough.
He almost died. Because WADs are horrifying. My
Not
first
exactly a social user, I see.
well, I mean, you gotta understand. My first experience with WAD and Pathfinder was that one time we went and played the Night of the Grey Death. I was useless that session. Anyways, um,
My
that
character got sent back to another world.
yeah,
Get
yep.
isekai'd.
I was the only one of the few people in the party who didn't just fucking die.
I did.
As is the theme with my character.
I was also one of those few people who didn't just fucking die because Cloud Jump is underrated and the most. It's like, yeah, I just need to roll like a 5 to get out of this situation. Cloud Jump. So yeah, what happened yesterday, everybody?
Things happen.
I
Yeah,
got
things
this one.
happen.
So we came back at night to the museum, and we were confronted along the way by Sadie, was it?
Oh no, you guys were still shopping. You guys still need to go to class in like the next 30 minutes. So it's not quite night yet. The reason I have them on this map is because I didn't change maps. So, sorry, that's a bit of a confusion on my end.
My bad. So on the way to class, we were confronted by Sadie, a tiefling with the Colostrian Church, who proceeded to give what's his face?
Balthazar, but I assume
Balthazar,
some
a
people
solid
would call
tongue
him that.
lashing and a
Yes.
cane lashing. And if he would have continued, he would have gotten several other types of lashings, none of them pleasant. Although I think at this point that if he isn't already one, he's developing masochism. So maybe they are pleasant for him. I can't say for sure. And I tried to explain away the situation in vain. And eventually, yes, she does get a spoken statement with a artifact from him saying that the situation at the Winking Whip was his fault, which sort of absolves the situation, and we go on our way because she would not leave out first.
Yeah. Also, Tao and her had a conversation. You learned her name is not her real name. It's a secondary name, and that at one point in her life she was sold into slavery. So it's a long, complicated background for that person. But being
Otherworldly people never use their true names. For all that you know, Zeros is a pseudonym because it is.
well, I mean, they're tieflings are technically otherworlders in the sense that they're not their blood is mixed in with otherworlders. She is not like from hell or anything but like that. But yeah, Tao had conversation with her, got on good terms with her, which then I introduced the whole reason that the Winking Whip is there, which is, hey, you can exchange secrets for secrets you're looking for. So if you feel like, I need this information, but what I got from the city's folk isn't enough, you can go to the Winking Whip to get info exchange. So the Winking Whip is basically a information broker.
As any good Clostrian temple should be.
Well, yes, that's one of my favorite things about Callistrian is revenge and secrets, exchange of secrets. That's why I like the deity so much, actually. The sex is a fun benefit, but really those first two are awesome. Then some of you went to the shop known as the Oni's Gift Shop, which is your magical items that aren't scrolls kind of shop, where you met the dwarf known as Ronnie Ironflail, who used to be an adventurer like you, but he decided before he died he would retire. So now all he sells are technically things he found on his adventure, so he's got disposable income every time he sells something. He also apparently knows a lot about the Rylnox, even knowing Frondy at some point in Frondy's past service. Which that statement is big on its own. Next up, some of you went to meet with Nasir, who owns a butchery, but Nasir's butcher shop has basically magical potions in the form of food. So, by the way, if you are not a spellcaster and one of the jerkies he has does spellcasting like things, the jerky does not count as a scroll, it is now a chemical item. I also mentioned you have the butcher, the bakers, and everyone in the farmer's market has items like that.
But what about the candlestick maker?
I was waiting for somebody to say that. That's somebody else's job, though. I'm not gonna make that. I don't go for low-hanging fruit.
I don't know what the low-hanging fruit is, but I'm going to say Rondo is where you go for candlesticks, and he doesn't make himself to avoid any low-hanging jokes.
No, it's a old nursery rhyme.
Oh, is it the Jack be nimble, Jack be quick?
The butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker.
Oh. Then you also have the people at the farmer's market, one of which gave Catboy a wad joint, Patience a wad joint, and some of you had literal visions. James Warren was the name of the, he goes around the woods and finds stuff. The other farmer's market, that is your more conventional vegetables type of things that you plant, is Sally Root. Carl, does the name Root, last name Root, sound familiar?
That's one of the names of, I believe, or actually, no, that's the name of the knoll.
Yes. Because what I
That's
did was
gonna
one
be,
step.
that would be an awkward
By the
conversation,
way,
man.
what I did was a step further than what the module did. I have characters' parents and further reasons as to why they are the way they are. So,
Yeah. Meanwhile, oh boy, if I ever meet them, that'd be an awkward conversation.
I mean, potentially. But, you also have someone that mentioned the Cult Jammer, which the Cult Jammer is, I still need to work on optional side quest, for the Cult Jammer. But the Cult Jammer has been introduced, and one of their side quests is actually more of a main story thread, but we'll get to that when we get to that. And then finally, some other businesses I mentioned were Fellows Bulbs, the flower shop, and I believe I mentioned. I don't know if I mentioned it, but there's another whorehouse, which is I would say that the Handy Maidens is where you go if you want to make a truce with any of the criminal or enemy factions for a time period. The owner is interesting. But with all that being said, the last conversation we had was on stakes. And Carl, do you remember what I said those stakes do? Because I can't. I know
made out of the same thing that the other thing was, and no, I do not, because it was very long.
I think it
And you
was.
should have it written down instead of just coming off the cuff.
I did
I assume you would
improv
have
it.
notes on that.
I did improv it. I think it was 20 temporary hit points at the beginning of the day. One time use during that day of a sure strike spell. And I don't remember the third thing. To make this funny, I'm going to make the third thing a use of the augury spell when you consume it. Question for a hero point. What does the augury spell do?
Anything like the
It
D&D
reveals
version,
things. I forget what it reveals.
no,
It's a
you can
divination
ask.
spell.
It's a divination spell where you can ask the gods, "Hey, is this outcome or like how? For example, like is today going to be a good day?"
And then it tells
it
you
comes up,
weal or woe, or weal and
yeah,
woe.
weal or woe, which is yeah, it's a yes, maybe, and no.
It's a yes, both, and no. It's good, both, and bad, essentially.
Yeah, but weal and woe can also be a maybe. It's the god's way of saying I don't know.
Sounds
So-
significantly less useful than my just direct line to both above and below. But
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, to you, augury is a spell you could use on your spell list, but like it's one of those situations where you could. It's useful. It's not super useful, but you all have your own motivations, so it might help you with whatever's going on a particular job. But yeah, there are 8 of those. Buying all 8 of them would be 80 gold. Who wanted to buy those? Because
I
both.
wanted to buy half
Okay.
of the stakes that you mentioned earlier. I mentioned that, and I already deducted it from my gold.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't add them to my
and
sheet.
you did.
Though.
I did not hear you say that you wanted half. So, Gorfus and Atem will take 2 apiece.
Okay.
Because you never know when you're going to need 1, the temporary hit points, or 2, the ability to say, "Hey, you know,
What's the
Okay.
likelihood of this going well?
Didn't you say they also had a fortune effect paired in with it?
Yeah, they get once per day if you eat one of them for breakfast, you get Sure Strike.
Useful.
Which Sure Strike is the roll twice, take better result.
Mhm.
Do you get to pick one?
No, it's all three.
I mean, when the effect activates after eating it.
You get to choose when the Sure Strike activates. It is on you to remember it has the Sure Strike, which I can help you with adding it to your sheet, if not today, tomorrow. But I
Add it
think
on your own time. I'm not going to use it today, more than likely.
yeah, I don't think you'd have time to use it today.
Yeah,
So
because it'd have to be at the start of a day.
yeah, it's part of your daily preparations. It's cooking the steak. And the other part to that is he said, do not cook it more than medium rare, which means there is a
I'm
craft.
going to charcoal grill it. I'm going to just put it over the coals, charcoal
Oh my
grill it, eat it
God.
rare.
Well,
Where did-
basically,
where did
what he's
grilling
saying
come?
is if you cook it too much, effects go away. So it's like,
Yeah, that's why I, as somebody with a crafting check, am going to cook it to the point that the outside is barely like browned
yeah.
as fast as possible over the coals, and then just eat it rare.
Where does
Sear it over
boiling?
charcoal.
Because I would only recommend from last experiences, do not leave Alvera in charge of making your steaks.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is like, think of this as like a talisman type thing. It has
Matt?
multiple effects, but there's a crafting check when you use it. Yes?
Can you boil it?
Can you make a steak rare by boiling it?
Well,
Nope, medium or more. As somebody who knows a fair bit about cooking, you're not going to make a steak rare safely by boiling it. Not unless you cook it sous vide style, and that'll take a day beforehand.
I'm more
And
saying
a better
do
crafting check to do
the-
safely than any of us have right now.
So,
Does
keep,
fully boiling it count as cooking it like well done?
yes. Yes. If you are cooking it to the point where it would be. I'm also going to say you're boiling it, and the reason why it's alchemical ingredients for the seasoning. So you basically be transferring the alchemical starter into the water. So,
Then
yeah.
I drink.
Though it's very particular on how it's created. So basically,
arguing
the
So-
steaks are like a talisman type thingy.
Why am I arguing this? I didn't even get the steak.
Yeah. Why are you?
I don't know. I just realized that. There's no reason to get aggressive about it.
I wasn't
there's
being
no reason for
aggressive.
you to
I
be
was
complaining
just
about it, then.
mentioning how
I think
to
he
boil
was.
them
I
while
think.
still being rare, but okay.
I think he was saying he didn't need to get into the argument.
And yet he was trying to.
Keith is just so used to arguing with me that if I get into a conversation and he asks a question, it turns into one. To be fair, Keith, that is a sign of endearment in my eyes. It's not a bad thing, but I'm weird. He's like, I've got 2 other cuts of meat at the moment. I've got a prime rib. So only one of them, but it can serve up to 10 people. And the prime rib is essentially if you know you're taking on a day of a lot of stab wounds, paper cuts, or fireballs, it's going to be a great use of your time to cook it. Will take an hour to cook properly, but tends to increase your ability to take hits by a couple, maybe a few fireballs. For the above board translation, the prime rib takes an hour to cook, gives you 60 temporary hit points. They last the whole day, but use it wisely because this one purchase can last forever and will probably not come up again.
And how much for that?
Well, the prime rib has become more popular recently, so the cut of meat is a bit It's 80 gold for the single prime rib, but like I said, serves 10 people, whereas a steak should typically serve one person, and I did cut it in such a way to where if you did split it between people, probably wouldn't work as well.
I will buy that too, and I'm gonna learn how to properly cook it since I can learn how to cook it later.
Of course. Like I said, use it
Or
when it's
maybe I'll leave
relevant.
it for my other self to cook.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, again, you guys go to magic school. You could ask the staff to cook it. They're well trained. They can cook it well.
Yeah, offer them a portion of it and share it. That would work.
I mean, technically, they're paid to do it. Like, if you bring in your own food saying, hey, I want this cooked a particular way, they are paid well, and they do actually get paid more on a day where they get special orders, so. The Megambia is actually a wonderful institution, so technically, a lot of what I'm giving you guys is a discount price.
I noticed.
And finally, you have this wonderful, it's already technically this one is pre-cooked and will stay warm for a long, long time, especially if you put it in a bag of clothing, but this is my all-in-one go beef Wellington. It is perfectly cooked, perfectly seasoned, but more importantly, if you feel like you're going to have a very crappy day in Fate and Fortune, this thing's going to help it go a lot better.
Balthazar, just out of curiosity, one of the things that you said that you weren't allergic to was specifically beef Wellington, wasn't it?
No.
It was kosher jerky, but Nasir would say, I've never run across a soul who was allergic to this, by the way. I can't say that about the other cuts, but like this, I've had literal herbivores eat it without, having any problems digesting it. It's good. This is quite expensive, and I don't necessarily expect you to buy it now. I always have one in stock, but it is 10,000 gold. Above board, this gives you, for the length of the day, without a check, True Strike as an at-will innate spell.
That's broken. What?
That is why it is 40,000 gold.
What, 40,000 for 1 day of True Strike?
Yes. I'm aware of how broken this is, so it's locked behind a huge paywall.
I was thinking that's a bit much.
Eh.
Hey, do you have a multi-sending stone?
Yeah, they have been sending them out a bit more recently. Apparently, they're past their beta phase.
Great. Here, let me send you the coordinate contacts for my other self. He's gonna buy that at a later point. He has way more money than me.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll always have one in the shop. So if he stops by whatever he thinks he'll need it, I'll always have one available. Technically, I have multiple available each day, but I can only sell one person one of them each day. Mostly because I feel bad about selling. It's a little overpriced, but also it's really tasty on top of being basically a divine apparition of what should and should not be food for people. In the best way possible. I've sold maybe one of these in my lifetime, so,
What happened? What's happening?
And this also is a serves 4-person kind of deal. It's more effective if it's one person, but can serve up to 4.
Wait, what exactly is happening?
Oh.
AFK.
They're talking to the butcher about some of his non-jerky alchemical foods, and the beef Wellington, the all-in-one-go beef Wellington is sure strike for the entire day at will, an 8 spell.
Oh.
It is also 40,000 gold, and if you cannot physically eat meat, you can still consume it. It is
Oh.
It is a divine apparition of food in the best ways possible. And it tastes amazing. But yeah, I think you all as a party can visit one more shop before you head back for your final class of the day. I've mentioned, is there a need for an apothecary? Anyone want to go to the bakery?
Wow, this is awkward. I don't
It
know.
is-
I'm high.
So yes, you want to go to the bakery. Who's gonna go babysit the people coming off their high having the munchies?
I'll do it because I anticipated this.
I was gonna say that didn't we end off with Columbo wanting to try it as well?
Columbo?
No, not Columbo. Columbo is an NPC that Christian played once because I didn't have a character for him yet.
Ah.
That was yesterday. It was the knight wanting to try it, and then I'm like, technically, the only person who would tell him to not do that is not here, and yeah, it might kill him. So I moved along to today. And we're going to say that after you guys came down from that extreme high, you realized, nope, we are destroying this before anyone else has a chance. So that we don't have to have a character potentially die when they're not usually here. Anyways.
Okay.
So yes. What about you, Balthazar? Are you going to go to the bakery?
There's nothing for me there.
To babysit the friends that
well-
are coming down off the high.
Yeah, I was
Oh.
gonna say. Plus, Ringo was the
God.
one that was with them doing that.
Technically, if anything,
God.
Ringo should be offering to buy.
All right, I'll go and attempt to babysit. People are acting very high for haha funny.
Yes. So, you know, those of you going to babysit, you know what? All of you are in a spot where you can do this. So, you would be entering, it is called the Stick of Beer Bakery, and it's a pun on beer basically being liquid bread. And it's also run by Jelani Thoja. Does that last name ring any bells?
Wait, what last name?
Thoja. Dwarven. It's one of your classmates' mothers.
Oh, she's a Foja boy.
Oh my god.
Hmm.
So, the dwarf in your class that is from the base game, this is his mom.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, you're classmates of my son at the Magandia. Welcome. How high are you?
I'm not. I'm very short.
In short, they are very high.
Ah, some
Bazinga.
clever wordplay. Good. Glad some of you are sober. So, welcome to my humble baking shop. Don't have anything special today. Haven't quite had time to whip things up. But I do have a wonderful selection of basic everyday pastries, pies, and cakes. I am working pastries, pies, and cakes.
Lovely. Get them something heavy on the calories to help them sober up, and some water. Yeah, they need some water right now.
I don't
Okay.
think it's that soon.
Um,
It's on me. I got the tab.
oh, of course. But I do have a little bit of something that might be more effective. It's not magical or even alchemical. And she pulls out what in this world would be the closest thing to a yellow Gatorade.
Oh my god.
It's yellow
I'm
Powerade.
familiar with that. Yeah, that'd help a lot.
Oh my
Okay.
god, she has yellow Powerade.
Well, I say in
You
this
mean
world
power
it's
thirst, right?
you know what? You know, Power Thirst is a good name for it, unless there's some deeper meaning to that. But I'm just gonna call it
You
Power
don't
Thirst.
you don't remember? You don't remember?
No,
I'll send it
no,
to you later.
above board. I know that was the character. I know it's hard to tell sometimes, but she was saying, "Oh, you know, Power Thirst isn't a bad name for it, unless there's some joke behind that I shouldn't." But I don't think I would.
No, none at all.
So, yeah, I've got how much Power Thirst would you need? And then also, I've got basically apple pie turnovers. That's probably one of the highest calorie things and one of the easiest to eat forms. So, and you know, an apple pie turnover is basically the apple pie you'd get out of like an old McDonald's.
What's a McDonald's?
That's above board, Matt. Like I said, I know it's hard to differentiate.
What's a McDonald's?
So, Patience, you see the golden arches before you.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I'm in
go
heaven.
Shit.
away from the arches, no!
Yeah.
Yeah. In my case, I think I'll have a coffee, medium roast, and a jelly donut.
Okay.
What are you, a cop?
Huh, I
Literally
technically.
working security detail.
Oh, true, true. Oops.
And then how many apple turnovers? Because, like, do you want them to sober up quick? Because I'd recommend 3 apiece, and they all look like
Was
they
about
can
to say
stomach.
2 or 3 apiece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's a bakery, and I don't have anything super special. So, if you want, like, a mug of Power Thirst for each of them to chug down, or a couple of those, 2 of them would make the total about 50 gold. Because the Power Thirst thing is something I'm not sure I'm going to be able to replicate at the moment. I wrote the recipe down, but I'm not sure how quickly I'll replicate it. And the if you want a single mug of Power Thirst for each of them, it'd be like 30 gold apiece, or 30
Hey, that's how
gold
much the weed
total.
was.
Let's go for get them 1 mug for now and have 1 mug whenever you can make it. It's gonna take them a bit to get back to their senses.
Oh no, I have both mugs available at the moment. I just want to know what you'd be wanting to pay. I'm
50
not
gold is
trying.
fine.
50 gold is fine. Okay, and she whips it all up and she gives you the apple turnovers, the Power Thirst. The apple turnovers. She says there's nothing alchemical or magical about them, but they sure as hell taste magical to those of you who are intoxicated. It's like the
Mine's
Jack in
like an
Box. It's
intoxication
like the
problem.
Jack in the Box effect, where it's really good if you're high or like on a hangover, but mediocre at best. Outside of that,
Like,
don't
even
have
though I
that.
don't get high, whenever I stay up all night, Jack in the Box is the best while I'm like delirious and manic after staying up for like 32 hours.
I only say Jack in the Box is mediocre because that's the common thing. I really do enjoy Jack in the Box.
I mean, I know you like jacking in a box, but you don't have to tell me.
We don't have
Tacos.
we just have
Their
Jack.
tacos are mid compared to like actual tacos on any other time, except for when I've been up all night. In which case, they are the best fucking tacos ever.
Yeah, their tacos. I agree with that sentiment, but you guys should probably get going back to class after consuming that.
Wow. I
I'm.
love golden arches.
You say as the teacher walks in. So it was the public speaking teacher? Because that
I'm
was
a
the last
okay
one.
Last one, no. It was
It was scroll use, public speaking, and music, and you've done the other two, so.
Okay, yeah, it's probably public speaking though.
So your final teacher for today. And then there's some other things before you go back in the middle of the night. So, Linda Rosebloom. Where is that sheet? Here we go.
What is a Jax in the box?
That was above board, Matt. Sort of explaining it to you in character of something
No,
you
I
recognize
don't.
above board.
I don't recognize it above board. What is a Jack in the box?
Oh, you don't know what a Jack in the Box is above
You
board?
don't know what Jack in the Box is?
Okay.
We don't have
Oh.
Jack in the box. We have
Wait,
something
you're
called-
being genuine about it?
Imagine if so it's a burger place, but imagine if Burger King were slightly worse, but also the best thing if you were high, and they still serve tacos all of the time instead of occasionally.
Taco Bell?
No.
It's even worse.
Because they do
actually.
burgers, and their tacos are like a cheap thing you add on every once in a while.
We have Jax. Do you have Jax?
I don't know what Jax is.
Say, fast food place for like southern stuff. They do really good breakfast.
Oh, no,
Oh.
that's.
I don't think I went there for breakfast, but I think I have been there once, because, yeah, I've only not been to 6 states in my life. But yes, Linda Rosebloom. And she's like, "Welcome, class. How's everybody doing?" And she's sort of waiting for the class to say it back.
Hey there, I'm doing alright.
Wait, what's happening?
We'll work on that throughout the year. So, I am your public teacher, or public speaking teacher. Don't worry, everybody messes up when they're at the podium. It's a matter of recovering that's important. My name is Linda Rosebloom, and I'm here to teach you how to inspire the masses and inspire others with the spoken word. So to start off, let me answer any questions you have about the wonderful use of whatever language you speak natively.
Beep 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 beep.
Does that translate to anything? Above board, I'm asking.
No.
Okay. Any questions that aren't in gibberish?
Ball weep, no weep, weep mini ball.
What the fuck did you just call my mother?
That's the universal greeting.
I don't watch shit. I know that's from Men in Black now. What the fuck?
That's not from Men in Black. That's from the 1980s Transformers movie.
Oh, is it? That's...
Yeah.
Okay. So...
Use the universal greeting, ball weep, mall weep, weep nitty ball.
So, I'm going to assume some of you aren't the most social. So let's have you all introduce yourselves to your classmates. Do I have a volunteer to go first?
Hi there, I'm Zeros Majir. I am an extraplanet traveler, a reflection of myself effectively currently. And I'm a follower of 2 different deities on the opposite end of the spectrum from each other, who somehow don't have a conflict of interest in siding and having me side with them. Who would have thought?
Ah, what are those 2 deities?
Desna and Mephistopheles both.
Yeah, that seems to check out based upon what their priests say. Now you can You can choose someone to introduce themselves from the crowd.
Balthazar, say something coherent, please. Figures.
Oh, no, trust me. I have ways of making him talk coherently.
Oh, Balthazar was too close to the pastries in the bakery. His face is swollen like a kumquat.
Yeah.
That would explain it.
Oh, that would explain it. Do I need to send it? What I
Astral's kind of groans, like he's allergic to basically kind of everything.
Oh, that's interesting. You know, some of the best speeches you can give come from a point of personal weakness and then turning it around into a reason why you all should stick with what you're doing. She pulls out a scroll of cure disease and uses it on you.
This is not a disease.
It would have believe it or not, it's a counteract on something that would count for a disease, so 10 or above should do the trick. Balthazar, you're excused. Go to the nurse's office and come back as quickly as you can.
Please!
He failed the counteract.
Now, you see, we're not great at everything as individuals. It is through unification of our unique abilities that makes us strong. It's one of the reasons why I came all the way from TN to teach you all about public speaking. Because while it is true, where I come from in Minkai, that a sword is very mighty, it is still true that the greatest weapon is the spoken word. And I say this as someone who technically got banished because I was too good at the spoken word. It's a very weird thank you I got for keeping the people in charge.
Oh, I thought that was going to go. Well, you see, the thing is, we are allowed to fail and shout, you shout.
So, again, it is through unification that we as individuals can do impossible feats. Not all of us have to unify, but even those who don't have to unify tend to fare better when they do. So, do you have any questions about me as your teacher? I'm certain you'd have some questions after I said I was banished for being too good at the spoken word, but I don't know. It is a weird greeting after all.
Oh, I know what that word means. You see, I went to the cafeteria and I started making horsies out of the mashed potatoes, and then the lady behind the thing said I was banished. It makes me sad.
Did she say you were banished, or you are now banished and you are on my shit list?
I think she said the second one.
Ooh, that's not good. Never catch yourself anywhere near the kitchen. She will probably cook you alive.
What does cook mean?
Don't find out.
Ooh, food sounds really good right now.
How are any of you currently high on something while in my class?
I don't
Astral
know.
slowly raises her hand.
I don't know, but like, girl, you look hot. And she's just like pointing at the elf.
Okay.
Astral's like looks over.
Okay. So please
boy.
try and act less high. Because if you make too much
It's
of a
cold
scene,
in here. It's not hot.
I said high. As in, currently
Yeah,
on...
you said hi. They, but I don't get that either. But she
So...
What?
said hi.
Oh, you sweet summer... I'm sorry, is that a Ryle knock?
Oh, what?
Oh, what?
You know what? I'm just gonna pretend that I don't know what you are and move on with class, because otherwise I'm gonna be saying too much.
You
I...
know, if everybody knows what Tardy is, he doesn't feel very special.
To be fair, you're at a school, a magic school. It'd be weirder if none of the shopkeepers know what tardy is, because they're not people in the scholastic
A
field.
shopkeeper knew exactly what Tardy was.
Yeah, he traveled into the Forest of Spirits and met the Rylenox on his adventures. He's a level 20 inventor, my dude. He has an excuse. Aside from that guy, none of the rest of them would know. But I feel where you're coming from. Linda Rosebloom is a kitsune from the Forest of Spirits, to be specific. So that's why she knows who you are. You trade with her people a lot. Ugh. Well, anyways, any questions about who your teacher is, why they might know a thing or two?
Mm,
No, man. I don't really care. Like,
Well, if you don't care so much, why don't you go see the principal, young lady?
why would I want to go over there?
That was not a suggestion. I am writing you up. Go see the principal.
Bro, why?
I don't tell the teacher that you don't care about their class or anything.
And then there were 4.
Man. Sucks, man.
Also, Elf Lady, I know you haven't caused any scenes, but you're also high on what seems to be the same thing. Go to the principal as well. I would feel it'd be illegal discrimination if I didn't send you both.
And then there were 3.
You know what? I'm gonna do something very interesting. To those of you that remain in my class, here is a petition. The petition has no legal bearing and has nothing on it. Fill in what the petition itself would say and go out throughout the city of Natumbu and gather 20 signatures. And I'll see you all tomorrow.
Just looking at Zeros, like, legal check. We're going to scrutinize the document. Last 2 were sus. This is like, just in case, better check.
I mean, if you do have legal lore, you might want to take a gander at it.
Oh, yeah. Legal. Where's my legal? There it is. Whoop.
Even,
Oh,
you want
you're
to, yeah.
Good Lord, I'm rolling
These
like
contracts are not magical. The signatures mean nothing, and even if you were to fill in something that was actually relevant to the people of Natumbu and got 20 signatures, it would not be legally valid to push any referendum. It's just a test to see how many signatures you can gather in a day. And ideally, you should be able... It's a starting point to see where you guys would need work, to then further branch off to the point where you could gather these 20 signatures in like an hour. That would be your final
Yes.
of this class.
How about this? How about we make it about bringing back Callistrian Cheese Day? That was alright.
Oh my god.
Bye, man.
Okay,
Sorry, Matt.
God,
It's
cheese
never-
is returned.
so you can always make a diplomacy check, but do you have a lore skill or any other platform type of are you bringing it back for a religious reason? Like what is the
religious
ideal?
reason. They were unfairly oppressed. They were unfairly oppressed and ushered off the campus for their actions, while they were just making a
It was a form
religious
of expression.
presentation. It was a form of expression, and they were unfairly treated for it.
That yeah, I'll give you a religion check for that to appeal to people's
I
own religious
personally would
sensibilities.
If I were to do that, I
Like
would
I
literally
said,
go-
like I said, these have no legal binding, but the whole point is to test how you can convince people.
Callistrian tea, yummy or scrumptious?
I'm gonna use a hero point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use another hero point. There we go.
Well, the villain point.
I just
but...
wander around rolling diplomacy.
Yeah, the villain point.
Well, it depends. You could do that, but if you have another skill that could be more relevant and could be more useful, you basically what does Tardy want? What? Go ahead.
I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna go from the angle of it would boost the economy because it would be created here by one of the local
society check.
It's
I wasn't sure if it would be society or Natumbu lore.
It's recreational, guys. Come on now.
It's rec-
Artisan.
So Zeros would be able to get the 20 signatures in a day. It would probably take you a couple of days for Gorfist to get the signatures. So you get to about 15.
Above board, what's your base society? Above board, what's your base society?
Base plus 9. I rolled an 8.
You want to roll that again? Do you?
I mean, I could. Yeah.
Would you like to?
I think Zeros is
Roll it
offering to
again on
use one
me.
of his.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I was like. If you're gonna say, yeah, no. Again, it's like it's so close to that median number. It's like I'm not sure if it'd be worth it, but.
You want to try that again with your own source? Because you can do it that way, too.
Sure, why not?
Okay, so... Yeah, you'd be able to get those signatures a bit faster than Zeros, but full marks. Technically, those of you who went to the nurse would be given these and told the same thing. Balthazar, what do you want to make a petition about?
Oh, my petition would be sign this so I can get a good grade.
Diplomacy, then.
Alright, give me a second.
Also, are you begging while asking people for a signature?
Oh my god.
Buddy, no, I'm begging.
Okay, roll it twice, take the better result.
He's threatening people with his mafia.
That would be intimidation. No, Balthazar is more prone to beg than anything else.
No, I know, but that'd be really funny.
Yeah, I'm not my brother.
If you don't vote for me, my mom's gonna show up at your house.
Alright, here we go. Diplomacy.
So Balthazar, congratulations, you get a good grade because you are just so pathetic.
Well, there's no reason lying. You just alright, tell people, hey, can you sign this so I can get a good grade? They're gonna sign it.
I guess so, huh?
What about you, Paige? What about Estriel? What about you? What do you want? What do you want a petition for?
Oh god.
Oh, I got a great idea.
Oh no! What is your idea?
Just go to a fancy place and leave it as the guest sign in, and just let people fill it in naturally.
Oh my god! Yes. That would be a thievery check. Also, yeah. because you'd be
Do I
trying to
roll
sneak it
that?
in.
Do I actually roll
No!
that? Dear
You
God,
make
hold-
your own example. You're a ranger, damn it! You have important pressing issues with the way the environment should be treated.
What am I making a fucking Team Trees petition here? Jesus Christ above.
Save
I'm
the
not
trees.
saying that. I'm just saying, what is your pet peeve with how people treat nature? And then make me a nature check to see how that pet peeve is received the way you explain it.
Or
Oh,
you can go full like BLM but with elves. Stop calling me knife ears.
I'm going to tell you that for some reason, despite how Natumbu is, that petition would get a degree of success lower. Just because you are going to have a harder time getting people to restrict that one word.
I have an idea for Tardy's petition.
What is Tardy's petition? We'll give
So
Silver some time to
Tardy
think.
doesn't know what petition is, so he makes a petition for petition ideas, and then some random person decided to put all signatures count as votes on this petition for all petitions.
I'm going to need 2 diplomacy checks from you, young man. And I will need to have I will need to have you go to some member of either the Church of Abadar or the courts to make sure what your petition is legally valid. Because if it is, oh boy, you have opened a whole can of worms.
oh, Jesus.
The petition you did is not legally valid, by the way, because there's no legal binding elements. It's not properly legally written. But like, yeah, if the petition like that could be signed, that would be some issues. So, diplomacy, young Tardy.
I'm working on it.
And while Tar's doing that, I'll let the cat out.
What is Uratem's petition, Carl?
That's the one thing. Like, I don't know.
You can come up with your own idea, or the gods can give you one for yourself.
I know. That's why I'm like, I'm actually
We're
genuinely
gonna get like
trying to think of
7 different
something.
recommendations.
No, all of them are going to say go to ward with the child god who has risen.
Oh.
Thank you, Discord. Very cool for booting me out for half a second. Anyway.
Diplomacy. Okay, that first one's a go. The second one's good. And then
Okay,
later,
then I have to roll
no, tomorrow when you turn it into your teacher, which will be a different session, they are going to take you to a Church of Abadar or some court official and ask them to make sure that what they did could never be done legally.
Okay.
Meanwhile, like 12 years from now, Tardy versus the Board of Education.
Oh my god.
I could. The sad part is, I could see that. I could genuinely see that, and that's terrifying.
It's
Party Vibo.
So, anyways, yeah, declare war on Wakena and his village. That is the suggestion you're getting from me, but also I will tell you that is going to have roll twice, take worse result, 1 degree of success worse, because Natumbu is not a place that's very hawk in terms of its views on war.
Understands that, so he'll be like,
they are going to let you choose an alternative if you want, but if you'd rather serve.
Yeah, and at the same time, I'm like, oh, Oh, that's a petition.
Say it.
So he's not going to have just one, but two petitions to see, as a social experiment, how or which would the people in Natumbu want, if they were to end up going to war or something because of something stupid happening in geopolitical politics, which by the sounds of it is, if they would be on how many of the people would be willing to assist in the war effort, or if it's just going to be the thing. So he's going to have one that says, yes, go to war with that. And then another one that says, build an animal shelter.
Warfare lore check if you have it, if not society. Warfare lore will not get the roll twice, but will get the degree of success worse. Society will get both effects. The animal shelter one is a society and or nature check.
Society and or nature. I just want to double check real quick.
You get 0 signatures on the first one, and the handful of signatures on the second.
Okay. So he actually he actually in
Gathered
a way,
good intelligence, yes. Very useful.
yeah. He was like, this actually might have to come up at some point. So
Also,
hey,
fun
let's
fact,
do it for
Uratem will get full marks regardless of whether or not he got proper signatures.
mm-hmm.
As will Tardy, because you asked a further question upon what you were assigned. And your teacher likes to reward your creativity in this class.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Estriel? What is your petition going to be about?
So I was kind of like sitting here thinking about, and I kind of figured this would be very Estriel because of the whole thing of enjoying nature a little too much. That may be like a petition of like helping to try and revive like a dying like certain species of like tree or plant or something. Essentially like a starting to go extinct kind of species of
Ryle
plant.
Knox.
Well, I mean, that would be technically
yes, but no.
Yes, but no. If anything, you could go with those crabs.
Oh,
God.
I would like to point out.
Don't remind me of the crabs now. The
I
crabs.
would like to point out.
Did you find out that Rondi was crushing them on his spare time because he thought it was fun?
No!
My
trauma of the crabs.
No, the last. That means there's only 19 male ever intelligent crab people of the intelligent river crabs.
No!
That wanting to take over the world.
Yes, the average non-Tambu citizen does not know that, by the way.
Oh.
Are you talking about the crab from Moana?
No.
The crab from the cave that
the headmaster likes to go out of his
made
way to scry for them and eat them out of hatred.
I know, I was making a joke.
Yeah, and Estriel's traumatized because she witnessed that. It's like, no, the crab!
Oh my god. That was your 13th reason, I'm sure.
Dude, both me and Estriel are traumatized by the crabs.
So, roll that nature. I will say that since they are technically just waiting to go extinct, it's gonna be a bit harder than the average DC. You won't have any negative, like, oh, take a worse result, but it will be like a 25.
Well, I'm gonna jinx myself, aren't I? Nope, okay.
And so the headmaster secretly erases your name from the no longer on the shit list to being on the shit list again. Those crabs killed his family.
I'm taking it for the team, the crabs.
What about you, Patience? What do you want to make a petition about? Remember, you're doing this petition while high.
Oh no.
Oh god. Okay.
This is gonna go either really bad or really homosexual, and I'm leaning towards the homosexual side of this.
You know what's funny? Like the first thing I thought, you know what? I'm not even gonna.
I don't know if there's any legal questions that would affect homosexuals, because, yeah, Natumbu has more important things to worry about than your sexual preferences.
Okay, so,
Which is my way of saying that it's not an issue of anything being legal. Like, just don't be a murderer is more important.
That's hard, though. I was gonna say something like, I can't think of exactly what I would say, but I just know that it'd be like, what, trying to
WADs are
not really.
illegal. Remember.
WADs are illegal?
Yeah, because they're not. They are the same. They are a similar chemical structure, but they act very differently to weed.
Okay, legalize shrooms. Let's go.
Okay, society check.
Oh,
Let me pull it up for you, because I remember you saying you were working on some shit, so I'll pull it up. And remember, if I roll something for you, you get a free reroll, and I'm not going to make you take the worst result. But further uses of rerolls will be on you.
Okay. Hold on, I can pull up the thing too. I have it right here.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, this freaking website is terrible.
There you go, there's my joke of the day in the voice chat.
So you will also get your roll, but I've got an 18, which, oddly enough, seems like it's going to be a bit easier. So an 18 will do for legalizing shrooms. However, if you were not currently high on something far worse than shrooms, you would realize that you went to the black market to get those signatures.
Oh my god, yes!
Also, Seth, I put a joke for you in the voice chat text.
Oh boy, what is this? I was gonna say something like, sorry, I was gonna say something like, oh,
along the line of that.
No, it was gonna be like, it's something to do with like swimsuits, like, have like like an event every year, an annual event where you just see women in swimsuits and just rate them.
Oh my god.
Or something
Why are
like
you
that.
petitioning for something that's happening in a week?
Missing Alvaro in a bikini.
All I'm going to say is this. Oh lord, that just reminds me of the stupid bicycle shit.
First of all, it is the middle of the Midsummer Fire Festival. There's a swimsuit competition next week. Why are you petitioning for one?
It has to be. Actually, you know what? Forget annual, monthly. Why not? Yeah. I think that sounds better to me.
The screw the weekly go for monthly.
Again, he's coping from missing Alvaro in a bikini.
I'm so angry that never happened. How dare you? I will find where you live and destroy you.
I'm gonna kill you, then I'm gonna kill you again.
I'm gonna kill you again.
Let's take our first break of the evening before we get any more into the weeds.
Alright.
Sorry about that, everyone. Getting everybody's energy back up tend to lead to get sidetracked sometimes. Fuck it, I'll farm engagement again. Leave your without counting New Vegas or 76, the best and worst Fallout game. Comments below. You can differentiate a singular expansion for each one, and same with the Elder Scrolls franchise. Same thing. Just below. If you see this video, get to this point. Well, first of all, thank you, but also tell me what you think, because that's what we spent that long break discussing. Very opinionated bunch here. So, your classes would be done for the day, and, each of you is going to be approached by a familiar face. Actually, I don't know if this one's familiar to you, because this is, like, technically, they're not an associate of yours, Zeros. Because they are intelligence gathering, but they're not Ice Piece intelligence. But who remembers this wonderful Kitsune lady?
Oh,
He looks familiar, but I couldn't give you a name if you point a gun to my head.
I recognize the tattooing, but I don't remember her
She's
name.
the one that can
Oh,
turn
like-
invisible at will.
Ah, yes. Matt's invisible bodyguard.
Yes.
It's invisible girlfriend. Sorry, I let the voices win.
Just from out of state.
No. She goes to a different school. God. Anyways, Akan, the first one she'll appear as is Zeros. Oh, sorry. Turns visible. Zeros, go see Alice. He has something for you.
Fair enough. I'll be on my way.
Yes. Turns back invisible. Turns uninvisible in front of patients. You're alive. You're high.
Huh?
Go. Please try and find your way safely to Alvis. He has something for you. Disappears.
Elvis. What
Hey,
do you got for me now?
Wait a minute, that was who stole something from Alvera's safe.
Pops in front of Balthazar. By the way, didn't steal anything. I literally reached into the floorboards to grab what Alvis has for you. Go see Alvis, it'll make sense. Disappears. Reappears in front of Tardy and Frondy. Go to see Alvis. Yes, I know he's a meatbag. All of this is in Sylvan, by the way, because she's talking to Frondy. Yes, I know he's a meatbag. Yes, I know he's a piece of shit. He has something for you. It's important. I know. I understand. Bye.
What a loop. Sorry.
Appears in front of Estriel. Don't go to the forest, whatever you do, but also go see Alvis. He has something for you. Disappears. Appears in front of her attempt. I know you knew I was around, but I am insulted you didn't say anything first. Go see Alvis. He has something for you. Take your charge with you. Bye.
Wow.
By the way, I'm still here. I have disappeared.
Good to see you too, I guess.
I'm still here. Yes, bye.
Yes.
Freaking dogs.
Wow. Canines, am I
Says the
right?
Kitsune.
Yeah, a Volpin.
Yeah, but they're from the Kent. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Technically also dogs.
Yeah, but they are a canine, but they're a different kind of canine.
They're a subspecies of canine.
Yeah.
They're still canine.
No, yeah, but also, like, she fucking hates dogs. It's a personal thing. Whether or not...
I know somebody else who hates dogs, actually.
I don't remember why, but I remember I'm like, yeah, they do not like dogs for some reason, and I can't remember why this is in the notes for their character where I have them. But yes,
Did their parents get murdered by dogs or something?
I could not tell you. It just says hates dogs with a passion. And I'm like, why?
Oh, okay.
Such a weird character trait. I mean, they are an assassin, so it's like maybe I'm like playing off that cold-hearted bitch type thing, but no, there's no reason. Just
They
hates
make a lot of
dogs.
noise.
Dear God.
They wake
So-
everybody up when you're trying to kill some. They're such
True.
a menace. They're such an obnoxious occupational hazard.
No. She hates goose or geese for that reason. So, the ancient Roman holiday where they'd crucify dogs and treat geese like kings because the dogs didn't tell them invaders were coming, but the geese sure as hell did. That's an actual Roman holiday, by the way.
Actually, hilarious, funny, and I could so see that being the case.
Geese are actually better guard animals than dogs because I don't care if you have food. I am going to honk and peck at you and make your life a living hell because this is my grass! They are actually used at one of the world's most secure prison instead of guard dogs. It's a fun fact.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, you all heading to Elvis? Because he has something for you. Actually, Patience, you are currently in the black market. I'm gonna need a society check to make your way back to Alvis's place safely.
Uh-oh. Society?
Society. Yeah. Your high ass managed to get your way back.
Oh. Yo, what's going on?
Why are you high? And what are you... I don't want to know. I
What
am
are you
disappointed
on?
to see you fall
Are you?
to the level of the rest of them, but...
So, what's going on?
I'm waiting for the others to pour in.
That guy's forever, man.
I mean... Yeah, I wonder what is holding Zeros up. He's usually pretty punctual.
Maybe he's just having one of those days, like, just, like, lay back, you know.
Actually, I'd have to hazard it's a minor crime, but a major insult to one of his two deities that he's dealing with.
Yeah, whatever.
So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which of you is gonna go? I didn't point. Let's try that again. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which of you is gonna go in next? You are... Carl, your characters. Go ahead.
I was about to say, it's like, just slinks into the office. Oh, good. Thought I was going to have to go and fetch you. as Gorfis also steps in.
Yeah, Patience is high on something. Either of you know what that is?
No.
Oh, hey, Balthazar. When did you get here?
Am I there?
I mean, you
The
just
wind
said
blew him
no.
in.
So I would assume so.
And as he talks, the breath coming from Patience makes his face swell. Oh, I got here as
He jams you with a EpiPen and says, "Go ahead." And Patience, please try not to stand so close to him.
What? It's not my fault he moved over here. He's the one who wants to die first.
Right, so as I was saying, I got here around the time. I'm kind of.
He sticks a second EpiPen in you. I don't know how many of those I can do without murdering you, by the way, so please move away from Patience.
Hmm.
I'm on the other
From
side of
him.
the room.
What, do I need to, like, set up, He walks over to you, pulls out a bag of some sort of saline solution, puts it on a collapsible little hook that moves around, and sets up an IV. As like, there, that should fix the problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Am I alive?
Yeah. You gotta show up now.
Yeah, I was away getting my dinner, but then Discord kept shitting itself, and then Roll20 shat itself, and
I think your PC's ready to die. I think.
You better get ready to die.
Let's get ready to die.
You better be ready to kill.
Alright, 1 second.
Party, 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 we want to party.
Probably worse than to refresh the page.
Oh
Anyway,
god,
what
you
am I
need to
doing?
restart your computer. Because you're like glitching in it every now and then. I don't know.
Rawr!
I mean, you're fine now, but it was just like, oh.
I probably should have someone of medical skill make sure I put in that IV right. If only someone with medical skill would show up.
At that point,
And
Zero
already-
slows up almost as if on cue. You rang?
So,
I
what's
just
happening?
make sure that IV of Balthazar.
Did I stab him
I had
correctly?
to.
Is what he's trying to ask.
Yeah, make sure the IV is set up correctly for the epi solution. I have to feed through Balthazar because whatever patients had gotten high off of is still on her breath and is making him blue.
Yeah, he's fine.
He very much
got
is
it.
not.
Yeah, he'll walk it off.
I apply a pair of sterile gloves from my backpack that are still shrink wrapped.
Patience
Non-latex, non-latex, mind you. And proceed to reapply the IV correctly.
Patience is wrong. I am completely fine.
I roll with I use a hero point to make sure that I reapply the IV correctly.
Yes, very much so. It's one of the best IVs you've ever seen.
Just think to yourself, I'm allergic to saline.
How are you allergic to saline?
I'm allergic to salt.
How? How are you alive?
I drink my medicine, and he just chugs the glass.
Oh, what are you, a
Also-
snail?
Just realized how is a goblin of all things have terrible allergies? One of the
that's a
most
good-
unhygienic races in the game.
That's a good question that might one day be.
That is very racist of you.
How dare you?
It's okay, goblins are usually.
And again, he just
I said
called my
stereotypically.
he just called my orc coworker a pig earlier, so I kind of don't care.
But you know what, Will? That's a good question that might be revealed one day with proper character growth. If Matt can pace himself properly.
I ain't gonna say shit. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit, says the Bible.
Okay.
That's a quote from someone. It's a very violent book.
You good, Silver?
So, Zero, Alvis says, Zeros, if I'm remembering correctly, the only reason I'm able to flip off Balthazar for being such an ignoramus is because of salt and various other substances like it.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. So, it raises a lot of questions. Okay, well, we're just waiting on Estriel and... Oh, Tardy's here, too.
Silver, you good? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Are you speaking, Silver?
Mayday! Mayday!
Oh, maybe her computer really did give up.
Yep.
Yo, mic broke. Silver.
Type it in the text chat.
Look, we all know Mike is going through some financial problems, but there's no need to say that.
What do you mean? He just got rich by letting this punk pretend that
was
he's a good boxer. What are you talking about?
ever heard.
You said, yo, Mike broke. That's what I was joking about, but also, I don't have a retort to that joke, that topical joke, so you technically win, but at the same time...
Oh god. She barked.
Got that fire, angry and sad.
She is annoyed.
Alright, are you good now?
Discord, will you stop shitting yourself?
No.
That's the
No.
problem.
It was even
Literally,
worse.
no joke. My on Friday, my DM was getting absolutely shafted by it. I literally told him that everybody's been having issues with Discord lately, and well,
Yar fiddly dee. Fucking this. Fuck you, Discord. You stop messing with me. Poor execution.
You just need one less syllable and you're good.
Yar fiddly dee. Don't you dare fuck with me.
No, that's
No.
3 syllables.
Yar fiddly dee. Fuck you. Fuck you.
So are you ready
No,
so we
it's
can get this weird, awkward
fiddly dee.
pause?
Fuck you, Discord. Stop being shitty.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Oh, there we go!
I don't know what's going on.
God.
I'm trying to ask what's going on. That I just came back.
That was
Oh.
I didn't get anything, okay? I'm sorry.
Sorry about that, Silver. Alvis is wanting to see all of you. Apparently he has something to give each of you.
Alright, let's go.
And he's waiting for you each to show up, and so far Estriel's the one that's last.
Yeah, because I'm dying and I go get dinner and I'm still dying.
Yes.
And I didn't know if I needed to roll or something or whatever. I didn't know.
No.
No, just come in when you feel your character is needed.
Just role play.
Just role play. Oops, all role play, as Will would call it.
Yeah, I kind of figured that she'll eventually show up.
All roleplay and no fights make Will very angry and stabby boy.
Can't blame him.
I mean, that's good, because at least it leaves some, what do you call it? It's a better, Will that will help us kill everything. You have to charge him up, basically.
You know, I really should stop role-playing to the point where I've given him the gun and cocked it.
You know, Tardy and Bowser haven't fought yet.
Yeah. But it's just like...
Are you implying
I'm
that
not
the goblin?
I'm not gonna say anything right now.
Hang on. I'm going to say this. It sounds like someone wants to beat the wine out of Tardy.
Well,
that's not okay.
Well, also, no, I'm making the joke, Will, because I'm sorry. I know this is tough on you. I'm trying to get to combat, but today isn't the perfect day for combat, so.
Alright, we've got to take the one for the team. Who's going to kill Tardy and consume him?
No!
No! Anyways,
Alright,
I guess Estriel's here now after you said that. Oh, Estriel, where have you been? Get lost in the forest again?
She just looks at him and is like, no.
Well, that's a shame. We have an app for that now as he pulls out a box.
Because I've been trying to recover. What do you need me for?
I come with gifts from my commanding officer. And my teacher, who continues to be... And he pulls back the box, and it's like a new generation of sending stones. Top of the line, new technology, in their beta phase, but all of the kinks from the original beta phase have been worked out. One for each of you. Doesn't just do voices, can be used for gathering intel in the form of pictures and moving pictures. It's really high quality shit, and apparently Melvin has 50 of them, and each of you has been given one of them. Orders from the top. I don't even have one of these, to give you an idea. Also, Zeros, your other self doesn't have one of these. But that's mostly because we are considered intelligence.
You say that, but he'll change that the moment you say it.
We are considered intelligence, so they don't want us having any faults in our communication system. At least that's the excuse I've been given. So, each of you take one, not two, one. If you have taken two, put one back and take one. If you have taken 0, then take one.
I can count, thank you.
Yeah, but the thing is, can you reach?
Can I reach?
I mean, that's on you to figure out.
How tall is it?
It's a normal desk for a human.
Oh, God. And Bazar says stuff and it keeps getting higher and higher. And the
Also, if you climb on my desk, I will spell strike you.
The Lucasfilm sound starts playing as it grows higher.
Don't you mean THX?
Yeah, I was gonna say a normal human-sized desk to Balthazar is Mount Everest.
I have to do this every single school session, so let's bring gear.
Also, more importantly, the other part to these, since they are a bit more... I'm going to have to ask all of you to sleep a couple of hours within the next 8 hours. So, take a nap to make sure these adjust right. Since, I don't know, it's part of the adjustment process. At least that's what the letter I was given with this box said.
Also, what am I taking?
It's a multi-sending stone. It's 2nd generation. There's 50 of them. They're prototypes. Apparently, you all are on the list for some reason, but I'm not, and a lot of members of Generation 1 aren't.
Would you like one?
I am not. To quote the letter, if you are offered one of them and take one of them, I will fucking obliterate you.
I already have one because of mommy.
This is the top of the line, newest generation, just were made in a batch yesterday.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, in 8 hours, when I finish climbing this desk, I'll be sure to grab it. Here.
I said not to climb that desk. He picks one up and he throws it at you.
Thank you.
So, I look at it and I say, my main self has one of these with additional features that he hasn't came out with yet, but unfortunately, that is above my pay grade, so I'll happily take this.
It is, so it's the multi-sending stone, but it has video and photo capability now. Because Melvin is wanting to create memes.
Does it have games?
Oh, God. He wants to create the dank memes.
It does not have games yet. That's going to come in the update in Shadow of Corleone. I have plans on how the Sending Stone updates over time.
So it goes from your brick phone to your BlackBerry to your iPhone.
Yeah, essentially.
My main self has one with live streaming technology, so yeah, it'll be a while until you get that down, I'm sure.
But all I could imagine with Balthazar.
Then again, it'd only be used for certain purposes. Putting that much bandwidth on the ley lines in this world when they're in a primitive state is something that I'd only do under emergency circumstances.
Yep. Anyway, Silver, you were saying?
I just wanted to be funny for half a second. All I can imagine with Balthazar trying to reach the top of the desk to reach the box is all you can see is his nose poking over the edge of the desk when
Oh, right. By the way, Balthazar, you take 1 point of damage and dignity damage.
How much dignity damage?
1 point of dignity damage and 1 point of bludgeoning.
But I was already at 0 dignity.
all
You
I
have
can
entered
imagine-
dignity dying stage 1.
I've entered ego death.
That sounds
all
like
I
a
can
you
imagine is
problem.
this just with Balthazar talking, all you can see is like at least like a quarter of his nose poking over the desk. That's all you see when he's talking.
Yeah, that's all Alvis sees. Anyways, this note came from Melvin, and he says the orders come from the top. Anyways, I don't think you guys know, but you do not. When a magus says they'll obliterate you, they can technically do that without killing you. When an alchemist says they're going to obliterate you, well, I have to worry about bomb threats for the rest of my life, and I don't want to do that.
Well,
Do not. Okay, 2 rules in life you should take with credence. Do not fuck with a wizard that is more powerful than you. Don't even think about it. Do not fuck with any alchemist. It doesn't matter if they're more powerful than you. Your bed has an underside to it.
okay.
Close the door on that conversation.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, so sometimes within the next 8 hours, before you do anything rough, take a nap. Apparently, you need to calibrate it as such.
I'll take one right now.
Do not take a nap in my office. I will obliterate you.
He just falls over and he's just snoring.
Oh no, that's actually a good point. I need to get to my iron lung.
The fuck is an iron lung?
Mommy made it so I wouldn't die.
Zeros, who is his mother?
Someone with leadership in the underworld. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about. I'm gonna trust you and say not worry about it when I probably should. You're one of the few people in this group who has not lost my trust. Mostly because it would take a lot of idiotic decisions for you to make to do so, considering your previous track record with your previous life.
I actually forgot what I wrote down her name as. I have to check that thing.
I could find it too, but it's not really relevant what the name is. All he has to know is he should not worry about it. Anyways, please try not to die again. It's bad for your health and continued sanity. Because after a certain number of resurrections, you don't function any differently from an undead at some point. At least that's the old folk tale with resurrection spells. That each death takes with it something or another.
Oh, that's like Age of Sigmar.
And the amount that it takes is dependent on how much you have to give.
Yep. I wouldn't
Age of
personally
Sigmar.
know. I've never died.
It used to be worse back in the day.
So to be fair, trying to recover from what happened yesterday, I would be surprised if I was dead already.
So yeah, do you have any questions for me?
Not that I know of.
Then go take a nap.
Yay, iron lung time, my safe little lungy.
Mom, can I have bad lungs so that I can have asthma? Yes, my child, you could have bad lungs, so you could have asthma. Actually goes into iron lung like a boss.
I like how you say that, and I saw Seth on mute.
The funny part about it is that I didn't ask my mother. I was born with this. How dare you?
To be fair, I also have asthma, and I also did not ask for this. I didn't ask for this.
I myself might even have asthma, but I don't actually know if I do or not.
You probably do.
I wouldn't be surprised. Christian!
Go out of his T-pose, because I'm here.
Sweet.
Hooray!
Take a rock. Well, Corvino, take this rock, go take a nap, says Alvis. No context.
Alive? Corvino takes the rock and takes a nap without asking a question. Actually, he does. No, wait,
God.
wait. Corvino does his trademark shrug and eyebrow raise. And then he does
not his trademark shrug and
Alvis-
eyebrow raise.
Alvis says, look, I know what you're thinking, but no matter what you actually think, you cannot trademark those things. Don't ask me. Ask the legal expert and medical expert in your group, as he points to Zeros.
Well, that's the thing. He doesn't say that out loud. That's just me as the narrator saying what he's doing.
Oh, I know that's you as the narrator. Elvis is on a bit of a different timing, comedically.
Is he conscious of the fourth wall? Is that what's going on?
He is sometimes conscious of the fourth wall, yes.
Neat.
So yeah, Estrel looks over. It's like essentially we've got like fancy smancy sending stones.
Yeah, you basically have a BlackBerry, and while the rest of the Ice Peace project has a brick.
Oh my god.
Which Alvarez is probably a decent condition because she barely uses her.
Yes!
What has my character been up to while he was on autopilot? Was he just T-posing this whole time?
No, well, that's the joke, but he's just been going along with everything. Also, someone tossed the blunt out so you wouldn't die.
Nice.
It's just saying he missed public speaking. I had a great speech.
He just did the universal greeting from War of Cybertron.
Oh, and here I thought he was like stuck in a default loop of signature shrug and eyebrow raise the whole time.
It would be even more hilarious. Just
yeah.
It's like a character getting caught in an animation where they're eating something. And, you know, it's an old game, so they never actually make a bite into it, but it just keeps showing them biting it and going back to being a full loaf of bread type of deal.
Yeah, that's nice.
So yes, you all are being told to go take a nap to get things properly calibrated.
All right.
Everyone climb aboard to Sleepy Time Junction. Who's so tired they can barely function?
For people, apparently.
I could use a rest after playing Caretaker all day.
So!
You shall never rest.
Naturally, I'll rest when I stop existing. I say back in character.
Anyways, so you guys go to your rooms, lie down, take your naps, and then your eyes close, you fall asleep, they open again, you're in the void.
Oh, not again.
What do you mean again? How often do you dream like this, a voice says?
Every day. It's just a barren wasteland.
Also, how are you guys facing me the wrong way? Did I do the chant correctly?
No.
Guys, behind you. It's not some ominous voice. It's just...
Turns around.
Every now and then
I get a little bit lonely and a little coming around.
Good Lord Jesus.
Bright eyes every now, and I need you now tonight,
High School
and
Musical.
I need you more than ever. And if you'll hold me tight, we'll be holding on together.
This is the most autistic choir class I've ever been in. Jesus.
I want to kill myself.
Once
finally
upon
found
a time I was falling in love.
Now all I am is falling apart. There's nothing I can do.
This
A
is
total
Rebirth.
eclipse
We
of
lost
the heart.
not High School Musical.
Oh no, the person behind you was doing all of that in character.
Yeah,
Today's
no.
plagiarism was brought to you by.
This is very autistic plagiarism.
Worst choir ever has
There's a little
finally
too
appeared
autistic for my
again.
own autistic needs.
Maybe if
Yep.
it's autistic enough, they'll give us a pass.
If you're talking about YouTube censorship, yup.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this is too autistic for my own autism, and I don't know how that's possible.
No, I know I broke into song. Guys, turn around.
Right now.
You feel someone punch you in the back of your head. Turn around without singing.
I finally found the right snack.
What?
I finally found the right snack.
Dear God.
No, what did you say? I didn't understand it.
It's from a commercial, did a parody where they were like, I finally found the right snack.
He punches. Whatever the voice is, punched you again. Seriously, stop singing, turn around.
Well, you see, the problem is I cannot actually turn around. I am in my iron lung.
Fine. Matt walks out from behind you. What the fuck? How did that spell? Hello, this is a dream council. Usually you come facing me, but apparently I fucked up something or the other when I set this up.
Well, you know what they say. A bad
Giggity.
day.
No, I don't know what you just said. So what do they say?
Because you had a bad day. You
He
take
kicks you in the stomach.
No.
turn it around.
This.
I'm genuinely having the thought in my head.
Now,
that
fortunately,
Balthazar's just doing-
I cannot cause you physical damage in your dreams. Otherwise, also, my bad. I just need you all to focus in, lock in for a second. As you all know, I am currently not at Nantambu. There's a weird N I learned. It's Nantambu. But it's Natumbu, not Nantambu. It's weird. How are things going?
It's going alright.
Like, what's been going on? Any struggles? Anything weird?
Hi.
Since you left, not much.
The issue with the winking whip seems to be resolved.
Oh, by
There
the
was
way,
an
we
issue
had...
with the winking whip?
Oh, by the way, we had...
Balthazar was being Balthazar.
Oh yeah, that issue.
Bastard.
What did you say, Balthazar?
I said, I was mugged, you bastard.
You were
Wow.
being an idiot.
I was mugged. Fuck
In a
you.
CD place, you came in and you were an idiot. Of course.
You weren't even there.
I heard what happened. And I heard it from more reliable narrators than you, so,
There you go. I said my joke in voice chat.
Did you hear it from the guard who gave them back their gold?
yes, I was there for
You
that.
do know that guy's married to the person who mugged him, right?
What?
Okay, fair enough, but
I mean, to be fair, he was asking why it's called the Winking Whip. There's not a reason a Callistrian temple is named the way it is usually. I don't even know if there's a... Regardless, I figured things... No run-in with anything more powerful over your pay grade while I've been gone?
No.
Okay. That's good. It means what I'm doing out here is working. So, while I've been gone, I'm not telling you where I'm staying, but while I've been gone, I have been working, looking into things. A lot of things, actually. I, found out a whole bunch of shit. I have plans for when I get back that I will need your help with. And yes, actually need your help with for some of them. Not all of them, but some of them. I have realized more recently that I have been acting like a major buffoon, but that's a curse in and of itself, and I could explain it by no. Long story short, I how would I put this? I can attune to almost any major artifact, but after I even touch a major artifact, I will act like an idiot for the next 6 months.
This is normal?
No, absolutely not. I was kidnapped by pirates for this shit to happen. To be fair, it wasn't the pirates that did that to me, but that's a story for another day. Also, I don't think I've told the other version of Zeros this. Probably should do that at some point. There are exceptions to the attunement thing, but yeah, my body is sort of fucked. And by act like an idiot, I mean my competency is like harshly put a dent in anytime I attune to a major artifact. And by attune, it just means I touch it. So, on my way to kill some Lenorms, I ran across a group called the Broken Tusk, and I found a sacred artifact with them. Mostly just making sure they had supplies and doing various odds and ends to help. Currently, they are the people looking after the land of the Norm King's kingdom. I helped them set up. But, long story short, they had an artifact, the Frozen Flame. I touched it for like 5 seconds, and ever since I've been acting like a dunce. So, mea culpa. But yes.
And
one thing that
I don't mean to sound mean or anything, but when you said that you start acting like a buffoon or whatever it was you said, and I mean this in the lightest way possible, you're just now realizing that?
I don't know what makes you think that a drop in competency, willpower, intelligence, and charisma of a magnitude that it's actually visible to people who've known me for a long enough time would make it so I'd realize that drop in efficiency has happened. But it doesn't tend to add up. Usually if I want to brace myself for a drop in efficiency, I can counteract it. I've done that once, though, out of 3 times I've touched major artifacts. One of which doesn't even apply to my specific weird bodily manipulation that makes me like a perfect fit for most artifacts. But still, I drop in competency anytime I have to reattune to it. Which I haven't had to reattune to it for a long time, actually, ever. But that's not important, I guess. Well, let me put it to you this way, Estriel. If I knocked you out, and then said when you woke up, how come only now did you realize you got knocked out? That's a bit of a... That doesn't seem to make sense, does it?
Well, both yes and no. But...
Well, I mean, you realize after the fact that you've been knocked out, but you don't know why someone is expecting you to realize that you were unconscious when you were unconscious. Unless you're one of the weird sorts who, when you fall unconscious through being punched in the back of the head, you dream. I've met 3 of those people, but, you know.
Man, it really says I need my dream. I'm stuck in this iron lung.
Actually, the iron lung isn't affecting you. I did the chant wrong, which, to be fair, the chant for Dream Council requires a lot more than the typical chant. Oh, I forgot the peas and carrots line. Why is that a lot? Doesn't matter. What
The
matter? What?
The dream iron lung grows teeth in each Balthazar.
Well, there's no dream iron lung. You're technically not in a dream. You're in a meeting.
Then how is it a dream council?
Well, because, well, technically you are asleep, and you'll have the full effects of being asleep. But this is a way that high-level magic users tend to meet with people from long distances.
Oh,
and
shoot.
considering where I am at now, I am both. I did clear out the ruin, like, thoroughly. Like, to the point where I have set up wards where I am sleeping inside of these ruins, so if anything were to think about coming through the door, they would disintegrate themselves. But I am technically asleep in the ruins at the moment. Actually, I'm kidding with you. I don't have to be asleep for any of this to work. I do, however, see you and interact with you without moving my body. So the runes are still in place, but yeah.
Okay.
Me.
So, allow me to reintroduce myself now that I'm done being incompetent. My name is Matt Levi Magnum. I am the founder of the Ice Peace Project, and I am sorry for sending you on those dangerous missions you obviously weren't prepared for. I assure you that any job I send you on in the future will be both of your own volition and something you are prepared to do.
Okay.
I'm certain you might have questions, but let me tell you what's going on at the moment. Right now, it's been a week. Usually rumors like what's going on die down and are disproven in a week. You noticed I'm still away doing things that aren't at the school, which makes me think whoever is spreading these rumors has what is the co-conspirators. I technically know who the main source of it all is. However, I'm not going to tell you quite yet, because if I tell you the source of the problem, it'll only make more problems. What I would like you to do is, once you feel like you've gotten a bit more power underneath your... You know what? Let me put it to you bluntly. When one of you can cast a fireball spell, then please do what I'm about to ask you to do. Okay? Generally speaking, you'll want that level of power. None of you are at that point yet. So, your fellow students all are going through some serious shit at the moment. None of them have told a lot of people in their lives. They haven't told parents. However, I, slightly before leaving, had a bit of time to talk with all of them and do this reintroduction. That being said, I would love to hear what you all are going through, but at this point in time, I don't have the ability to help set up expeditions to help you with it. If you want me to help you with what you're dealing with, I need you to help your colleagues first. This is a bit counterproductive, as usually you'd help yourself before others, and I understand that. But once you can cast a fireball, go speak to Essie, and from there, the list that I have will be drip-fed to you. I just have a feeling, and by feeling, I mean I have an artifact that is telling me this course of action will go down well.
that have anything to do with the Aspis Consortium buying up all the emergency goat jerky?
That
They did
is
what?
that I am aware of, and that
the Astral
is that is something I need to be able to get back to the Academy to take care of. Because, yes, that is a problem. But, just to put it to you bluntly, currently, officially, I am on vacation. Unofficially, I don't have control over the ISPS project as much as I typically do. I don't have the ability to contact a lot of my associates without going through convoluted series of random loopholes like this and sending you a top-of-the-line piece of technology and using a 2-hour window where I can actually talk with you. The 2-hour window is, oddly enough, between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. I don't know why that's the 2-hour window, but it is. I've had to find so many loopholes to get in contact with you. And I found all of them.
Because there's less activity on the ley lines, meaning that there's enough time to have the connection open for that long. That's why.
Well, that is also very much part of it, but no, like, school bylaws and legally, I would have no access to talking with you outside of that time period. So there's more constraints. I sort of need to get these handcuffs off, and I sort of need your guys' help to do that. So while I am currently not able to go to any of my allies or almost every kingdom I'm associated with, I have to stay outside of the main cities. So currently, because of my own actions, this is not on you, but I need your help to get out of this. I am basically stuck poking around the random parts of Natumbu's wilderness, going through old ruins and finding old things to figure out why Eridan is focusing his energy here, and various other things. By the way, Zeros, your deity is probably telling you should check it as to why I want to free Eridan. I do not want to free Eridan. I want to explore the place he is kept, which may or may not have the side effect of freeing him. However, the reason I want to do that is because where Eridan rests is also the place that Nihil's razor was created. So if we want to stop that from being a problem in the future, we're gonna have to reverse engineer it to find out how it works.
Have you ever considered the fact that it may in fact be created in the process of you breaching that place? And that the reason why the events happened in this order and how we could change it would be involving not allowing him to escape there to begin with by not allowing the place to be breached whatsoever?
I have thought about that. I found out some things. Primarily, look, I have found out why Eridan is there. Because while you have a story, each deity involved has their story as to the who, what, where, and why. But primarily speaking, the problem with Eridan's rebirth, because that was the plan, he was going to lose his godhood status and be reborn into this world. The problem with that arises of the evil deities, and some of the more neutral ones, not wanting him to be competition or worse, an Endbringer. Because the first person he was supposed to be inherent to was the soul that went on to be, was the body that went on to be filled by a certain Nihil. So yeah, generally speaking, friends don't let friends be consumed by an evil genie's wish. So yeah, I'm not... Oh, and by the way, I don't want him to be released. That's not a really... My family ties lie with the Empress of Taldor. If he comes back, he's going to want that throne. And I ain't going to let him have that, which is going to be a bad publicity thing. I don't want him released as much as you do. But, at the same time, I've also figured out that the Nihil's Razor thing was part of the downside of trapping him and keeping him from being the Endbringer. So I need to figure out how that worked, reverse it, but that's a story for another day. We'll do it in a way that is less likely to free Eridan. I will find out that solution. This is the competent me talking. I don't want him free as much as you do, but I have to go into those ruins. So I'll do the research while I'm away. You can trust me on that fact, and I'll have a plan. And this is one of the plans I have that are actually up to snuff. But I have to figure out definitively what causes it. That being said, none of you worry about that for now. Get stronger, help your friends. Then the rest will sort itself out. We good? Everyone feeling up to date on what's going on?
I think so.
Yay, friendship.
This
I
is some trip.
know. Zeros, is Patience on drugs?
Yes, she's high. And is bleeding over into her sleep, apparently.
The fuck did she have? A wad?
Yes, apparently that was the case.
Oh,
I figured I would let them have it when I saw them with it. I figured it would be a learning experience.
well, yeah, except
I've been playing babysitter all day because of that.
yes, one of the weird parts about wads is they can help amnesiacs gain back their memories.
So they say.
The lesser known fact about that.
Raises her hand.
The lesser known fact about that is amnesiacs are like 4 times as likely to become addicted to them.
Most unfortunate.
Which is, wads aren't typically addictive to the average person either, so it's still very unlikely, but keep an eye on her. Also, who the fuck sold you guys a wad, and how were you able to afford it?
It was only 20. Wait, I don't know that. Never mind.
Patience, how much was it?
Huh?
What you smoked earlier, how much did it cost you?
Like, it was super cheap, honestly. Like, it was like 30 gold or something. I don't know. I had the time of my life.
Well, I surely hope you aren't addicted to those, because it's gonna be like bad wads, which usually lead to very, very bad trips, usually are 200. And the ones that you can use with no worry about safety are like 4,000.
Ooh. Cool.
Yeah, it's just kind of like groaned from her eyes. Like, I was also a part of this because I was told it was a peace pipe. And
Yeah, no, wads are generally used as the most common thing as a peace pipe for druids. So, also, I believe most druids, if you refuse the peace pipe, last time I refused a peace pipe, I got attacked.
Who would lie to you in order to get you to take an addictive substance? That sounds really wrong and bad.
I mean,
too much. Person looking to sell them more of it, obviously. They offered it to them, if I recall, on the house.
No, Patience wasn't there for that.
After hearing that they were an amnesiac, no less.
No, I'm just.
That's what I recall about the scene.
I'm just making fun of my character Ringo. Damn it.
No, shit. I'm telling you my first-hand account of what happened when I watched you go into the shop. If you recall, I followed all of you from shop to shop.
Went to his house and went to his private stash.
Yeah, no, he did not invite you into his house. You would have broken the law knowingly. I tailed you. You did tell him.
I didn't enter his house, but I did hear that he offered it free of charge. And given that this is a dream, I could say that. I could absolutely say that I overstepped my authority to do that.
I mean, sure, you can lie that you were there, but...
Well, what was the name of the person who gave it to you, Patience? Don't give me the first name, just the last name.
I don't know, it was like Warrant or something.
That makes entire sense. Zeros, no, he's not probably going to sell her more of those. But I have a feeling Esther will be able to... it makes entire sense. I'm not going to explain it right now, mostly because I don't want to deal with the consequences of explaining it at your current standing. Also, Zeros, between the two of us dealing with that, I'd still be worried and concerned both of us would die. So, yeah. Story for another day. That being said, please try not to die. Not because it's bad for your health. Well, to be fair, dying is horrible for your health. And after a certain number of times, you will just basically barely function. At least that's the old wives' tale. And what you have to give is what you have to take.
Alvis gave us the rundown. We're
Yeah, usually that's when you go to see Pharasma, though. I don't know how it works with your whole Eridan thing, but I assume it skips a couple of steps because he doesn't want to completely brain rot you, because he wants you to help him escape.
Also, may.
Yes?
Just above table, I'm not sure if this is already mentioned, so I'm going to re-mention it in character because the whole Esriel thing just popped up. Apparently, Esriel's grandmother is locked away in a Darklands vault.
Yeah. I don't know how you... I'm guessing your deities interfered. Do not think
I'm
about...
going to reiterate it. Forget about what you saw.
Yeah, no, seriously... Do not even think about going into caves for the next 5 months. If you are by a cave and you have to go into the cave, make sure you are accompanied by everyone else and that you don't go too deep. If you run across ruins, get the fuck back out of that cave. Do not go any further. And if the cave feels like it hasn't been ending, make sure you have a way out of that cave and get the fuck out of that cave. To be fair, the particular vault that you'd be talking about has only one entrance in this region of the world. Thankfully, the Darklands also only has one entrance in this region of the world. And I don't have to worry too much about you finding it on your own, but if you do, I am going to find you, and I am going to pull you back from that entrance and make sure you don't remember that entrance. It is not something to be fucked with. I'm not talking from experience. Honestly, it feels like I should be talking from experience, but part of me has a feeling some egomaniac up in the heavens decided, nah, we're not going to go down that route for whatever's going on. But yeah, that's a whole other thing. Don't worry about it. Long story short, don't go into the Darklands pretty much ever, but especially not now. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
I think good.
Okay. Good night. And you are back to being awake whenever you would naturally wake up from your naps.
Hooray! Can someone get me out of this lung?
Do you have a roommate? No, you don't. You're gonna have to get yourself out of that iron lung.
I usually wait until the maid comes by.
The Megambia doesn't have any maids.
Then who's the poor woman making me get out of this lung?
I mean, did your mother hire a maid?
Security person.
I don't know, maybe. Either way, they come in like the morning. They're not
Are they
gonna
a
make it for
goblin?
I'm
Are they
screwed.
Are they a goblin?
I mean, they might be. That's up to you, Matt.
Goblin maid walks up behind you and says, "Oh, good day, sir. Here you go," and sets you free. You have no idea why, but that just happens.
We're not live anymore, right?
We are.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Goblin.
I heard goodbye and I got. Yeah.
Oh no, that's Matt in character saying goodbye.
No, I also
again, not having a vocal range makes it.
I also got Pavlov by that, Will. You're not the only one.
I thought we were literally going to end on that. That was going to be hilarious.
We are going to end now because we are.
Anyway, thank you, Goblinda.
Yep. We'll see you all next week. Well, not next week. We'll see you all whenever we see you next. Goodbye.